Okay, this is the day after I've unclogged the hole that the maintenance came and they came after hours. Okay, so the office was well closed. All right, I don't know which neighbor told them that I was gone, but they plotted on me. They been plotting on me. All right, but this is the piece that I had to move right here where it shows you the hole. So this is more evidence. There's the screw right there in this hole that I had to take out, okay, to get to that hole that y'all see on the other video. But I have since put this back on because y'all seen in the video this was out, the fan was exposed. So this plate right here was moved before I was able to see the hole, okay, because I went and found some videos on YouTube to see what reasons would cause it to, because the top was working but the bottom wasn't. So I knew it was something minor. All right, so when I start searching, I seen that it could, the first thing that I seen was that this was cut up. But like I told y'all, I don't have a visual of that. All y'all can see is that where I went and put the caulk on it, okay, in the different areas. And then that they had me sit down again and look some more. And then that's when they showed me that there was a hole behind this plate right here. So I took my screwdriver and went in there and pulled that out. That's what y'all seen on the video. All right. And that's how I was able to expose the hole right there. All right. But lo and behold, this morning when we get up, the refrigerator is now, the bottom of the refrigerator is now cooling again. Okay. All right. I have now since saved my the video, and see, this is what the top of my freezer looks like. Like we don't eat meat, so there's not a whole bunch of stuff in here. If it does have stuff up here, it might have 4 or 5 things up here, but it's never like completely full. Right now all I got is that in here. You feel me? So we eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, so it's mainly my the bottom part of the refrigerator that we mainly use. But I just had to come get on footage, show y'all a video of what it looks like after I have put that plate. There ain't no ice in there. After I had put the plate back over the hole. So that just confirms even more that I had to screw the plate off to get it off. Okay, there's a screw right here in this hole that I just showed y'all. I had to screw that screw out and then pull the plate off. And then when I pulled the plate off, that's when the hole was exposed. And that's when y'all seen all that stuff, that styrofoam plus that ice that somebody brought from their house to stuff that hole up. But this is really the same day, just later on in that day from the first video that I recorded, because I was up till about 5 this morning trying to figure out what the fuck was wrong with the refrigerator, because I didn't want them coming in here, because I already knew what they was trying to do. Like, I know that they still trying to get me out because they know that the current case that they got on me, they're gonna lose that. So they trying to find a way to put me out wrongfully still, but they doing it underhandedly, and then they trying to do it secretly to where it doesn't look like they done what they've done, and they're doing what they're doing. Boy, that ice is in that sink. It's done melted now. That was at, I don't know what time this morning it was when I made that discovery, but I got a timestamp on my on the video. But I really have been under a great deal of mental and emotional distress, since I've been here. It's very stressful, dealing with these demons and, exposing these crooks and these corporations, and they workers and stuff. Okay, come on, let's go. Just go. I'm trying to get something out, son. But well, and y'all see the freezer. That's what the freezer looked like on Monday. Because like I said, it might have had, I think I had like some garlic bread or something in there. I think it was only garlic bread up there with the steakums and like a pack of frozen vegetables. Because like I said, we don't eat meat. So I don't have a whole bunch of meat stuffed in there. All right. Y'all see there won't no ice on the back of it, just like on the video from earlier this morning. Ain't no ice on the back of the thing. I don't even have ice in my freezer. And I have 2 witnesses for that. 13-year-old Zayden, 17-year-old Zakir. We don't have ice. Okay? I don't have ice just sitting in the freezer. So, Keith Caldwell, and I know he the one that did it, came in my home wrongfully, illegally, just because he thought that he can. This is not the first time that a maintenance man has illegally came into my apartment while I was gone. Okay? But he illegally and wrongfully entered my apartment. He came in here, unscrewed the plate. This was premeditated. He came in here, unscrewed the plate, because you have to unscrew it to expose the hole. He exposed the hole, and they professionals. They been doing this shit for years. He put stuff, the ice and the styrofoam down the hole, ripped up the seal, put cuts around the seal so that he could make it look like that's what it is. And then he was going to come and say, well, this is messed up, then we're going to fix this, then they're going to have to come back again, and then, oh, we're going to have to replace the refrigerator, give me a bill for a $2,000, $5,000 refrigerator. She can't pay it. If you can't pay it within 30 days after we replace it, then we got a reason to put her out, and then everything that we done doesn't get exposed, we get to cover it up. No, nigga, it don't work like that. When God is on your ass, God will get you caught up in your own web. God will make sure. God will make sure. God has a way of doing things, because we don't go to the doctor and stuff. My daughter had her face broke out, and she got scared, and I didn't take her on that Sunday. I waited, did some herbal treatments, and then on that Monday it still wasn't better, so I took her just to make her feel better, because she didn't take none of the medicine or nothing. And then after we left the doctor, she found out, oh, I'm not dying, because they get on Google and she's bad for it. She'll get on Google and her blood pressure go up. So took her. She realized she wasn't dying, and she felt better as soon as we got back. Headache went away, her face cleared up, everything. All right, but I knew something was off, because the next day, the next day, the refrigerator, the bottom of it was magically not working all of a sudden. I'm like, what the fuck, nigga? My shit was just working. We ain't did nothing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't did nothing. I know what it looked like. And then when I started looking into it, I noticed that the seal there were cuts in the seal. That ain't happened by itself. Okay? And then after I covered up the cuts in the seal, I went back to the YouTube and checked some more, like, reasons why the top is working but the bottom ain't. And then the dude was on there. He was like, if the top is working and the bottom ain't, he opened up the thing and showed me that there's a hole right there. And then when on his video, there was ice stuck on everything, and that was the reason that it was stuck. But those people had their freezer packed with stuff, and it was covering up the vents and stuff. So that explained why there was ice build up in their freezer. But we don't have ice build up because there's barely shit in my freezer. You never want to find my freezer stuff packed with shit, because, like I said, we don't eat meat, and I buy shit as I go. So when I opened it, boom. Y'all seen the video. As soon as I opened, I was like, let me get this on video. So I stopped and I started recording. And when I started recording, that was me showing y'all this is what the fuck they did. Because that styrofoam, there's nothing on the back of that plate. That there's not no styrofoam on the back of that plate. Okay? And matter of fact, let me open it up and show y'all, because they like to lie bad. So I'm going to open it up again. Let me get my little tube. I'm going to open it up again and show y'all that there's no styrofoam behind that little plate. Okay? So we already know that the styrofoam was just put in there. But I'm going to give y'all some more proof, just in case a nigga want to be questionable about if there's styrofoam on the back of this plate. I'm getting ready to show y'all that it ain't. With my little handy dandy. This is the screwdriver that I use. Okay? So now I'm getting ready to show y'all. So when I take their ass to court and sue them, this is what I did. I removed this, and the refrigerator is working just fine now. It's working just fine. So I put it in this little hole right here. Let me show y'all. You know this was premeditated, because before this screw was moved, this ain't coming off. This don't just pop off. But let me show y'all what's behind here. This bitch pumping like it was before he wrongfully entered my apartment. Think you getting away with this shit? Hell no. Let's show you. Alright, so now, you see that? It came out, and there's a little screw that I had to take out, and that's what y'all seen last night when to expose it. Alright, this has to come out. So you know it was premeditated, and you know it was a human being that came in here and did it, because they had to take the goddamn screw out. They had to take the whole plate out, and here go the hole where I pulled the styrofoam out of. Look at it. It's not jammed up anymore. Ain't nothing in it. I cleaned all that ice and that styrofoam out that y'all seen from the first video. But I just want to show y'all that behind this plate is nothing. There ain't no styrofoam behind this plate. Okay? There's no styrofoam on this. There's no styrofoam on this. So you know for a fact that, that somebody came in here and purposely, it was premeditated. They came in here wrongfully, number one. Number two, after hours. Number three, they have given themselves away. I wish I had footage from when I unclogged the sink, because the sink was clogged up a couple days after we moved in. And it was just magically clogged up. So I was like, what the fuck? So I'm a problem solver. So I'm going to go and look for the problem. And I'm very, handy with my hands. You know what I'm saying? I'll work on some shit. I don't mind. But this side of the sink was clogged up. And so they said, pull the pipe open. So I look under the sink. And I unscrew this. And this. Pull this pipe down, and inside of this pipe right here was napkins and straws stuffed in here. So I pulled that out, and I didn't get the footage, but I'm just telling y'all. But I pulled the napkins and the straws out, and I put it in the trash, put it back together, and then lo and behold, my sink was unstopped. And they know I unstopped it because I didn't ever call them and tell them that the sink was stopped up. That went on the low, but they know what they did. Keith Caldwell know what he did. He know he came up in here while I was gone. That was the first time. He might have came. He probably done been in here way more than just that one time. That's why I don't like leaving the apartment when nobody's here. I don't like leaving it, with nobody here, because I know this is the type of shit that they do. Okay? But, yeah, I just had to show y'all. So I'm going to go and put this screw back in here. Mom, can I see, Mom? And my refrigerator is good and cool like it's supposed to be. You feel me? And we ready to go. But I just got on here today to do this second video to show y'all that, just in case they try to say, oh, the styrofoam came from the back of the plate. There's styrofoam on the back of that plate. No, it's not. There's no styrofoam on the back of that plate. And any motherfucking person can tell you, anybody that do refrigerator stuff and can testify there ain't no styrofoam behind that fucking plate. Otherwise, it would automatically create a fucking blockage. Duh. But that was just more proof for y'all to show y'all this is where I had to remove this to get that open. But I had started working before I started recording. But then as soon as I took it off, and before I unclogged it, because I wanted y'all to see what came out of that hole, which I did a good job at that, because y'all seen the styrofoam. But I had to pull that off, and I had to go do some YouTube research, because I don't know nothing about, that. But I learned this morning, I learned how to, dye, or, if the top is working and the bottom is not. I learned some things that it could possibly be, and, that's just the steps that I took. So they would have came in here and charged me $5,000 for a new refrigerator for something that would take 5 minutes to fix. Just like it took them 5 minutes to do it. Okay? So Keith Caldwell bought ice and a piece of styrofoam from his house to stop up the fucking refrigerator. Because they trying to get me out, because they have wrongfully evicted me. They've had help from the Robeson County Courthouse, crooked magistrates over there, crooked officials over there. So they are trying to cover it up because I'm not the only person that they've done this to. Okay? They've done this to other people before me. They've done this to many hundreds and thousands of people before me. They've done this to. Stop, Zoo. And not only that, they are wrongfully evicting people. They are wrongfully keeping people's deposits. Okay? Because I've seen a couple people move out. They ain't go and do no repairs to their houses. And I know that they ain't getting people their deposits back. And another thing, when you make a deposit with them, that account bears interest. So when you get your deposit back and all that money is yours, this is another scam they running. That you get that money, all that money back, as long as it ain't no outrageous repairs. But what they will do is they'll jack up the prices on your repairs and make them ridiculous to make it seem like they had to take out your deposit. But they are running multiple scams here at Hollyridge, and I'm here and I'm exposing their ass, and they don't like it. And they don't want to change their behavior. And because God has given them many chances to change their behavior, to confess to what they have done, to repent, and to stop doing this shit, now they it's getting ready to cost them their whole jobs and their freedom and a whole lot of money. Because I know once I do my lawsuit, it's going to be a class action lawsuit. If you have ever been evicted from Hollyridge in Lumberton, North Carolina, whether you went to court or not, because what they doing is taking you and saying, oh, you violated your lease ended. But they're not giving you the right to defend yourself against the allegations that they have made against you, which is your right by the law and by their lease. Okay? So it's just all underhanded, and they trying to keep it a secret, but this big secret getting exposed. And I'm the motherfucker that knows, and everybody in this world gonna goddamn know, and y'all getting ready to pay all these motherfuckers that y'all been stealing from, everybody that y'all done wrongfully evicted, everybody that y'all done wrongfully took their deposits from. Y'all getting ready to have to pay for all that. I didn't come to play with y'all. We didn't come to play. I work for God. Okay? Y'all made God angry. Y'all made my ancestors angry. Y'all pissed the spiritual realm off. So now we taking y'all heads off. And no mercy is going to be shown. I told y'all not to fucking play with me. And I told y'all, Michelle Murphy, Nichelle Bellamy / Ulu Mayo, Anisha Brown, Keith Caldwell, I told y'all I'm not the tenant you want to play with.